Good morning, YouTube. How's everybody doing? Henny, how's it going? Joey, Matt, and WazDZ. What's going on? All right, so, oh, hey, I keep doing that again. All right, that is muted. Good deal. No more reverb. So, yeah, so we definitely have a little red candle here. What's up, Apple? How you doing? All righty. I'm looking at the September 22nd contracts on the SPX and SPY. I will formulate the strikes once the market opens. We've got 20 seconds until it opens. I'll formulate those once the options chain starts to update with the nice appropriate deltas. All right, red candles forming here. Red candles, and it's not. All right, there we go. I just went through an entire pre-market routine and even an intro song, and nobody on Patreon heard it. I'm bummed about that. I had muted. Dang it. That just ruined my mood. I was like, man, that's killer. Okay, anyway. Yeah, I did. I'll do another intro here soon. Anyway, red candle straight out the gate here. 620, or the market is now open. I'm looking at the September 22nd contracts. I was wondering why nobody was talking about my intro song. I was like, dang. All right, 44473 on the SPY. We have red candles straight out the gate. Their pre-market has been weak all morning long. All morning long. It's been rejecting. The futures have been rejecting all the green candles. We had this little pop-up. Now it's selling off again under volume. Right here, I took a futures call in pre-market, and I was in at $7. Now it's $7.50. It's just I thought we were going to get a little bounce off support. We got a little bit, but it sold right back off, and I didn't like the price action, so I got out at $7.50. So, yeah. Anyway, it's been a good morning. I've been watching a lot of stuff here in the market. I've been trying to find the market sentiment, and obviously, if you're watching the watch list, everything is big old red. So, if you saw my pre-market analysis in the Patreon, I post the pre-market analysis every morning. You see my levels, which are indicated by the green and red lines. You see the horizontal lines there, and you saw my thoughts on the market. So, market conditions are changing. Don't be one of those people that just automatically and blindly buys the dip, because that is what SPY has done in the past, 18 months. The market conditions that we've experienced this week are different from what we've had in the past few months. So if you're going to buy the dip, make sure it's on confidence and it's on confirmation, and not just because that's what SPY's done the past few months. So anyway, have a plan. We elected to take some swing calls 2 days ago on confirmation, and we had a plan. We scaled into the position. We were wrong, but scaling in and having a plan protected us from taking a very large loss. Scale in. Good morning, everyone. How's it going? Dave, how you doing? Rodrigo, Brandon, Henny, again, how you doing? Jengi. Red candle straight out the SPY here. I'm not playing the morning action just yet. I know yesterday SPY liked to shake and bake, and it caught us all off guard with that major downside. Let's take a look around the X sectors. XLK is down. V up. Y is up. XLF is climbing. Let's take a look at the bonds real quick. The bonds are down big, so that might have a little rotation into the financials. Consumers, or the communications, big green candle there. Industrials down as well. XLP is consumer staples. That's starting to come back up. Energy, big green candle on the energy there. So taking a look around the market here, there seems to be pretty much like a mixed bag, which might make for a continuation day, a little bit of sideways action. And me too. I'm perfectly happy with taking that loss on those swings, because we would have been down a little bit more today. So, Hola from Spain. Welcome, welcome. You like that voice? Is that what you like my voice? Yeah, crazy. I wonder if we break 444.5 and then the twos. It's possible. Very strong support I want to bring to y'all's attention is right here. This 44402. You see this red line right here? Look at that. We rejected almost in pre-market. Almost went down there. We rejected it yesterday. And look, for the past few days, that has been a strong support. Here, 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 here. All in this little 20-cent range, we've been bouncing off support. If we break that, that might bring us down to the 50. So we need to be very much aware of that. We're not that far off the 50. In fact, let's go to the 1-year chart. The 50 right now is at 442.79. 442.79. In fact, this is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to come to this chart and I'm going to put one more line and we're going to make that a different color and we're going to make it a big old fat line. And let's make that one, I don't know. Let's do purple. I don't have very many purple lines. Let's do purple. And let's do 44279, just in case we head down south. All right, there's 44279. If we touch that, that's the 50. And that's going to be looking at. That's that big old purple line. Is the Discord choppy? No? Good? Everyone good? Yeah. So might have to check your interconnection if you're getting a little chop in the chat. I want to go back out and take a look at one more thing on the 1 year chart. All right, so the 8 and 21. Look at the 8 and 21. Not only has it touched, but the 8 is just now crossing below the 21, ever so gently. That is a bearish indication on the 1 year. The last time we've crossed to the downside was right here. We got a touch and a little cross on May 19th before we bought back up. But look what happened. We went all the way down, way past the 50 when that happened. Right here. Before that was in March. I remember that day. That's when we tanked all the way down here. And then in a single day, we went up $12 in one single day. Bam, bam. So y'all be on the lookout for some craziest action once we pop. We start popping supports. It'll get hairy in a hurry. Hairy in a hurry. Say that 10 times. Oh man, I just messed up my support. That was the 44509 one. All right, there we go. All right, so the price is still coming down. So, all right, I am looking at the... All righty. Dirty Dusty's got 11% on puts. Well done, well done, well done. So, we are now have this range. I've got my OM session ranges muted. Let's put those back up. Bam, there they are. Range right now is 44536 to 44433. It's about $1 range. I remember back in June, early July, we were praying for $1 range. Now it's lately, it seems to be a small range. 30% on some overnight puts. Gutsy, but well done. What is the benefit of 22 expirations compared with 20s? A little less risk. The 20 is, since it's overnight, it's pretty much a one-day DTE. You don't really have much room. It's going to move very, very aggressively on you. So if you're wrong, you're going to be wrong big. Whereas the 22s kind of reduces the risk. That's all it is. Longer DTEs reduces the amount of risk. So that's why I tend to go for the little bit longer DTEs, a 2 or 3 day, 4 day, 5 day. So 44457 on this green candle right below support here. We're at the bottom of that range. The Qs, Nasdaq just got sold off pretty aggressively. All of the top 8 are very much red. Amazon's trying to make a play back up. Everything else is down. XLF is strong up. XLV and Y are up as well. And the bonds are selling off here. So be on the lookout. We might have a little upwards action here based on the little recovery in tech and the bond selling off in XLF coming up here. So just be careful if you are holding some puts right now. We could have a little upside right here. What do I think SPY is going to do? Based on the action that I'm seeing, it's either going to be a consolidation day or a downward, like maybe a slow downward trend. I'm just seeing all the green is getting sold off. There's a lot of sellers here. There's not a lot of buyers. So I need to really see an influx of buyers for this thing come back up, especially after yesterday's, all that weakness was sold off, bought up, and then we're coming back down again. So this is now twice that strength is sold off, and which is not a good sign. See, we have this action here. We had that huge buy up on Wednesday. Yesterday we sold it off, creeped back up, boom, right back down to where we were. I mean, we're 40 cents off of yesterday's lows. So when strength keeps getting sold off, that means the buyers just aren't supporting this. So just be on the lookout. Starting to suspect easy mode might be over. No, I mean, every time you have a consolidation, you enter the consolidation period. I mean, yeah, you're right. It gets a little more difficult. So that's why it's better when we get it, when we enter consolidation, just take a step back, take risk off the table. Don't trade so much. When things go crazy, why do you think I made, like, I went on a tear for like 4 days in a row. I was tearing it up because we were moving, we were shaking and baking. So when we enter consolidation phase, then you just take a step back, trade less. Then when we break up or down, then you turn it up, start going crazy. There's times to turn it on and there's times to turn it off. There's times to trade theta. There's times to go long haul, long puts. So there's time to do everything. That's why you have to build your toolbox with multiple tools and multiple strategies. So there's not a one size fits all strategy. Start to expand your repertoire, expand your portfolio, and you'll become more profitable. Open your mind. Yeah, you are, Hayden. If I'm smart enough for it, you're smart enough for it. I guarantee it. All right, here's that little green. Nasdaq is still down after getting waylaid again. Bonds are falling off. The VIX is hovering 19 after spiking back up in pre-market there. XLF is starting to climb hard. XLY is climbing. XLV is climbing up. XLK is trying to. There's this little bullish action from SPY. Absolutely epidemic. Yeah. So red came on back down there on the VIX. So did the SPY. A little red candle forming here. We're right on the POC. You see this 44509? That's my first resistance. We're right there. And we're starting to reject that. So just be aware of these red lines, the supports. Be aware of the resistance, the green lines. And watch this one here. I wish TradingView had an option where I could it would show the ticker big in big letters, like right there for y'all. What's up, Ezekiel? How you doing? Get ready for them bonds to spike. You got to diversify them bonds. If bonds spike, that would be hairy for XLF. Ooh, little red there on XLF coming down again. So here we are, another instance where strength keeps getting weaker. Yeah, that's a good point. If we do break that 444 under volume with conviction, it's going to go down. And just like Anna Colling talks about, think about supports and resistances as rubber, not steel. So you don't want to think of it where it just touches it and goes past it, boom, it breaks the steel and goes on. So you think about it as rubber band. Like you have to break under, you have to really pop it. You have to give it under volume, a lot of conviction to get that rubber band to break. And then boom. Once those buy limits, once those buy orders at the limit buys at those supports, which is what supports are, once those get popped, those get eaten up, boom, you blast through it and on you go. You got to start eating up those buy orders, and look what's been happening. Every time we touch this line, buy order filled, buy order filled, buy order filled, boom, buy order, filled, 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 filled. And then there's no more. And then the sellers go, meh, drops it. There's no more buy orders. There's no more support. And it goes down. And that's what we have to do. We have to blast through that thing, eat up those orders. I do like supply and demand zone. That's pretty much all my trading volume. Good stuff. Chart settings, appearance, watermark. They do have that? Ooh. I'm going to do that. Let's see. Chart settings, appearance, watermark. Oh, holy smokes. That's amazing. Love it. Man, look at that. It's beautiful. All right. Maybe I can make it a little darker. I don't want to make it too dark. Let's go, I don't know. Let's do that. Let's do that. Gorgeous. All right. Thank you. Appreciate the little tidbit there. I identify my supports and resistances through pivots and volume and price. That tells me where the price is going to fluctuate and just pretty much shows those demand zones. And they usually work out pretty well. There's a reason. There's no coincidence that the price fluctuates at those levels. It's because that's where the volume is. That's where those limits are. Hey, Dirty Dusty, just do what I do. Do what I do. Especially if you start out the day with a win. My biggest pet peeve, as you all know, is I hate giving back profits. When I make money on the day and I give back profits. So, out of principle, unless there's a rare setup where I have extremely high confidence, by principle, I usually take a progressively smaller position size as I go out throughout the day. So if I take, let's say, a 20% position size, I'm just throwing a number out there, 20% position size. The next day I'll do a 10. The next I'll do 5. The next day I'll just throw around a couple of contracts. So always just go smaller position sizes. That way you've locked in your profits. It is old scrap iron. It is. Yep. So we're rejecting the 21 on the way down here, and now SPY is coming back down to the range. So all strength is being sold off at this point. XLF is pretty much at the top of their range, right at the POC. The bonds are starting to climb back up, and the VIX is trading sideways. Not really a lot of action in the VIX. If the VIX spikes, y'all know what's going to happen. Here we go. SPY is coming down right back to the bottom of the range. Nasdaq is down. Futures down. We bottomed out at 448.25 after yesterday. We came down to the 4433 area, and now we're forming new lows. SPY is just extending that range a little bit. A lot of weakness here. A lot of weakness. Ooh, I'll just add that to, you got your own rules. Amazing. Hey, look at that. Look at that penmanship too. That's amazing. I like the little setup there. Good stuff. Uh-oh, got a little selling action coming in here. The VIX is starting to climb. The bonds are up as well. Nasdaq's selling off. Futures. Let's take a look at Apple. Let's look at the top 8. Apple's down. Apple's getting destroyed back down. Amazon, everything else is coming down. I love it. I love it. I love it. Tesla's on the climb, though. It's the only one. Ooh, healthcare's coming down big time. XLY looks like it wants to round over. XLF is getting smoked. C, I, P, all the X sectors are starting to look like it did on Thursday and yesterday morning. And SPY is forming a new bottom of the range. Nice degeneration. Good stuff. Nice little put there. Microsoft announced a share buyback this morning. Look at these red candles. Look at this. Oof. All right, so I'm going to start looking at my what's implied volatility is 12%, so it's still hovering where it's pretty much been, give or take a little bit. So I'm sticking with those. All right, so those are okay. All right, man, look at all the weakness here. So you notice this is what? 8 days in a row of just overall weakness, even with the little buy-ups here we've had the past few days. Just it's not something we're used to. Oh, look at the futures. We just broke lows and heading lower. I love it. Dang it, changed my support again. So we just broke that big support that we've been focused on for a while. Big old red candle on the downside. I'm not looking at calls just yet. There's just, once again, we have overall market weakness. Look at the top two. XLK is down. XLV is down. XLY is still up there. XLF, we'll see here. I'm not in any hurry to jump in until I really get a strong warm and fuzzies on where this thing's going. Right now, the range is 445.36 to 443.57. That's about $1.50. Tech is once again leading the weakness, and they'll probably lead the strength if we bounce back up. So the 50 is this purple line. I'm sorry, this purple line, 442.79. So be on the lookout for that. We are now less than $1 away from the 50 simply moving average. Who's ready for it? Who's ready for it? This has all the looks of March. Y'all remember March? The purple line is the 50. It's the 50. Oh, can I put a label on it? Here we go. I can do a label. Okay. 50. Man, I'm just learning stuff left and right on TradingView today. Good stuff. So there's the 50, the 442.79. So I might play the Lee Rat special today. I'll let this thing come up and jump off the 8 on the way down and take some more puts. I think that might be a good play right here. Denise bought another put. Man, nice. Nice. The LRS, Lee Rat special. Tech is up 5.4% on his account. Nice. All right, so that green candle got sold off in red, and here we are, 443.51. The Qs are selling off here, and everything is looking cray-cray. We may drill, so be careful. We may drill. The VIX is spiking 1946. SPY is still falling here. The VIX is climbing there. The bonds are still hovering right in the middle. Nasdaq is at the bottom. And there it is. There's a little bit of downside there. A little bit of downside. Can we break through the support and go down to the 50? Can we break it and go down to the 50? That's the question. VIX just gapped up there. Big sell-off in XLF. Look at that. Big old red candle in XLF. So green candle can't hold. And where's this thing going to go? We're at the support 44310. We're about 30 cents above it. It really needs to come on down to get hairy. Nasdaq is still down. Tech is hairy right now. XLF is still down here as well. Look at that. Man, consumers or communications getting down again. But the top two are starting to rebound just a touch. XLK is still down. Futures dropping. Look at that. Look at that. All right, there we go. There we go. All right, so we're starting to trend right here at the bottom here, and I'm going to be looking to take it puts very, very soon. Very, very soon. It is a big decision point here. Big decision point here. Updating my watch list for the Patreon members there. Y'all take a look at in the room. I'm not going to update the calls just yet because I'm not interested in taking calls just yet, but y'all see it. I'm not even looking at calls today, at least in the meantime, unless it's going to be a quick scalp. Bonds are starting to spike. If that continues to go up, it's going to get real dicey. If VIX is already broken prior support or resistance, if we break up here, man, and go to 21, we are going to blast right through the 50, and that's going to be ball game. So just be on the lookout. Just be on the lookout. Play on your toes. I haven't entered a position yet, but I'm close. If I see any more weakness, I'm in. Thanks, Johnny. Just remind me when I sign off. I'll try to do that for next week. I don't want to get too much on this with this volatility right now. Those October 1st calls are getting nice and cheap. Yeah, they are. I can't wait. Excuse me. I can't wait to buy them when they do actually bounce, but I'm not doing that just yet. So I'm actually going to push them out a little bit because October 1st is now 2 weeks. So I'm going to push those out a little bit, or once it comes time. So yeah, I closed those yesterday afternoon, right? Like A couple minutes after I opened them, I saw it break down. And I was like, screw this, I'm getting out. All right, a little bit of green coming in right there. Yeah, I closed the long dated DT calls, and yeah, I'm not in anything right now. Nothing. If I get it, so if it gets to the 50 simple, are you going to nail calls or wait for it? I'm going to wait for it. So if you remember last September and even back in March, we blasted through the 50 and went down. And the further below the 50, the higher confidence I have in calls. So the reason why I want to take a 3-week dated call, bonds are starting to go up again, by the way. The reason why I want to take a 3-week dated call is because that's going to build in time for me to be wrong. I don't care if I go down 15% on a long dated call once I'm in the confident position. Once I have a good entry point, I'll let it fly. I don't care, because it's going to give me a lot of time to come back up. But the lower this price gets, the higher confidence I have in long dated calls. And I'm not quite there yet. Yesterday, I tried to take a swing call. Things were looking a little good. It got very weak very quickly, so I took them out. I was like, no, this is not good. And here we are down here at the bottom. So I promise you, once this thing does reverse, there's plenty of upside. There's plenty. You don't have to worry about pinning the exact bottom. Don't get caught on downside trying to time the bottom. The time you'll get plenty of advance before entering a long call. All right, so the VIX has got that thing had a big red candle, rejected this little level up there, but bonds are still here. SPY is trying to climb back up. LRS incoming. Lee Rat special right there. The LRS, baby. 44402 is a second support we blasted right through. You see we rejected the 445.09 support I've got. And now look, a clean bounce off my bottom support of 443.10, almost down to the cent. Let's see. Actually, yeah, 1 cent off that bottom support, man. I'm telling you, those supports and resistances, that is not coincidence. That is volume. That is support. Tech is getting hosed. So tech is getting down big time. The bonds are starting to climb just a touch. VIX is way up there. The market is still pricing in a big move. Implied volatility is still relatively high. So the market is still pricing in a move. And today, the levels have been on point. Volume nodes. Millionaire OB volume nodes. What indicator are those yellow dots? The yellow dots is a custom indicator called the session ranges. By the way, they've got 3 minutes till they're set. So what they do is these ranges set from the market open until 9:05 Central, 10:05 Eastern, which is in about 3 minutes. Once 3 minutes hit, these numbers do not change. They set, and then you play the price accordingly. Lately, this week, I've kind of disregarded it because of the way this thing has been going. We've had like massive swings. So, but on a range day, they're great for identifying pivots here and here, and they are proprietary. They are a proprietary indicator developed by one of our high-level traders on our Discord. So it's his secret sauce. Nasdaq still falling again. The bonds are coming up. They got an Italian pinch coming up on the bonds. SPY is holding this bottom level. 2 minutes till the ranges are set. You're very welcome, Christian. Thanks for being here. If y'all are interested to join the Patreon community, we've got a couple of different tiers. The first tier gets you access to all of the trades and the live commentary that you're hearing here. My watch list, a lot of pre-market. I do my pre-market analysis every single morning. And then the tier 2 gets you all of that plus my personal budgeting tool that I've created, as well as our Theta trader, which you've since added. Cody, he's our Theta trader. So come on and join the community. Learn how to trade. Educate yourself on the proper ways to do this, not the crap that you see around on Reddit and on the internet. November 19th, 400 put in 326 out of 377. Nicely done. I like it, Lil B. You're doing some awesome trades lately. Awesome trades. John Everest, I don't know what that is. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah, no. The dots were called session ranges. 17% on some puts so far. Good stuff, good stuff, good stuff. Went on a 21 trade winning streak before it was broken yesterday by closing the puts, the swing calls I had for a loss. So, but I was on a tear, man. Hopefully we could pick that back up. Is a secret sauce for sale? Yeah, if you got about 9 zeros in your account. Day trade streak is still intact. Yeah, so you could. Yeah, you could. It's actually 22 wins because I got a win yesterday. But yeah, on the scouts. I love it. That's a good way to be positive. You got to put a positive spin on everything. So, all right, here we go. Breaking lows again. SPY, QQ. Oh, big downside here on the Qs. Nasdaq is falling. Man, this is good stuff. What a time to be trading the SPY. Someone just said that. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. So here we go. Here we go. I feel like I need one of those Times Square end of year timers for like when we come down and touch the 442. So we're almost here. We're waiting for it for so long and it's at our fingertips. It's right here. We did touch the LRS. Dang it. 50 is 442.79. That was as of about 10 minutes ago. Where is Lee Rat, by the way? Where is that dude? What's considered high and low? So low is probably 5 or 6%. That's what we were seeing before this big move. High is anywhere from 17 to 18%. That's what we were seeing right when this move started. So that's usually where it says. Does you not get to trade at home? Is that what he's saying? Yes, Terrence. Nice, Jeff. 35% on puts. Awesome stuff. 42.85% gain. Well done. Well done. Y'all are killing it. Y'all are crazy. Can I define what the SMA is? The simple moving average. So the three lines you see, the yellow, blue, and purple, those are exponential, EMAs. The on the 1 year chart, I use simple moving average, the 50 simple moving average. If we break the 50, is there any sense on how much further we can go past that? Do you think there's going to be a bounce? No, I don't. If we break the way we are looking, I mean, we very well could. I don't really want to, try to predict because I'm just trying to react to what the market gives me. But if we pop below the 50 and head down, it could get dicey. Now, literally, when we did reverse back in August, we didn't hit the 50, obviously, but when we reversed, when the reversal happens, it's very abrupt. It's like, all right, week, bam, buy, and it goes up. So you have to be ready for it. So I don't like to predict when. Now, March, it blew past under similar weakness. September, it blew past under similar weakness. This is different from what we've been seeing in May, June, July, and August. Me too, Jim. I've got my puts up and ready to go. Haven't taken a position yet. I'm playing a little close to my chest today, and we'll see if we could take something on the way down. If things reverse, we'll take some calls. But look, the VIX got bought up again and is now climbing since 1970. So implied volatility is still climbing, which means the volatility is still climbing, which means the market still thinks there's a move. We could be on the onset of some more downside. The bonds are still falling here. XLF is still at the bottom. All the X's are now very weak. It's starting to look like that big sell-off we had yesterday. XLK have a little bit of a bounce here. XLV is starting to climb. Why? Let's look at the top 8. Apple got waylaid today. The more and more weakness I see in Apple, the more I want to take some calls on Apple. Microsoft is down. Amazon, Facebook, Google, Nvidia, and Tesla. So we'll see what happens. The Goog. There he is. What's going on? Lee Rat. Double green candles on the SPY. Not much moving right now. We've been consolidating in this little range since 9:54 Eastern. About going on 10 minutes now. 44536, 44304. That is the range. $2.22. That is the morning range. Or 32 cents. $2.32. Bonds are climbing again. Big sell there on the Nasdaq and the futures. It depends, Luke. Sometimes I'll take it on a confidence break through the resistance, or I'll take a smaller position size, smaller confidence play on a rejection, like on the 8. Right now we have this red candle coming down. Things are starting to look weak. Look, VIX is popping. 1979. We've already broken prior resistance. Next pivot is 2027. So the volatility is still here. Where we at? Where we at? If you ain't at the 50, then where you at? Here we go. We are 21 cents, 31 cents, 36 cents. All right. Hey, watch the language. Come on now. It absolutely is. 443.10 is what I identified this morning as the last support. That's the last line of defense between us and the 50. The Western Front is 443.10.
The suspense is terrible. I hope it'll last.
Name of the movie. 443 or 442.98, and here we go. We are now, 11 cents off, 20 cents off. Crazy stuff. And that's 16.90 on the bid here. 443.01. And there you go. Somebody got it. Nigel got it. She wants to drill. She wants to drill. Nasdaq has a little green here. Bonds are still sideways. Options noob, what's up? 1984. Oh, man. Beautiful. What beautiful action. What beautiful action. Uh-oh. Almost at the 50. Oh, we got it. There's the 50. There's the 50. I feel like I need some streamers and some confetti blowing. There it is. We finally touched it after all this time. I feel like I need to take my shirt off and run around and yell goal like soccer announcers. like a hockey alarm. Does she go lower? I think she might. VIX is 1996. The Nasdaq is still down. SPY is still down as well. It's looking beautiful. I'm not even in a play and I'm still excited. This is amazing. Could get dicey, though. Could get dicey. If we break this, here we go. Here we go. That's an increased selling volume. I like the way it looks. No diggity. So SPY has a big sell volume right there. What are the bonds doing? Big sell off in the bonds, though. VIX is still at 1996. Nasdaq is still falling there. There is that. And falling. Does the bond sell off worry me? Worry me? It's definitely on my It's definitely on my scanner. So look at that big red candle there on the Nasdaq. Like what I'm seeing here. Like what I'm seeing here. We could drill, but we could bounce. VIX is still climbing. That red candle just got bought up, and now it flipped back to red, though. Where does it want to go? Where does it want to go? It's hit or miss. Sometimes I trade the early morning hours, sometimes I don't. Today I didn't, but the past few days I have been. So a little bit of green here on the Nasdaq. The futures have this little red candle right there. And still falling. Still falling. I've got my puts up ready to go. I want to see real like downward side, which I probably should have entered already, but I'm just playing a little closer today and see where. There's plenty of downside if this thing breaks here. So I don't think so. Ron 1, Aaron 1. Yeah, the bonds here. Watch the bonds. XLF may start getting bought up, which may bring a little upside here. XL Tech here. This looks like Tech led. There's a lot of weakness here, but Tech is down. Now that we crossed below the 50, which is crazy considering where we were yesterday and 2 days ago. Every time I see it, I think Ron. So from Key and Peele. Apple's coming back up. Yeah, they are coming back up. Okay. Watch this be the 50 touch and the recovery day all in one, which I've seen crazier things, but insubordinate and churlish. That's a great show. It's a great show. I love Key and Peele. I love those sketch shows like Dave Chappelle, Key and Peele. I'm not saying puts weren't the right play. Obviously they were. I'm playing a little more conservative today, so y'all do your thing. All right, little green candle there. Let's be aware of the 8. The 8 right here is at on the SPY. It's at 44310. 20 cents where we're above now. What do you think it would mean if both SPY and TLT were heading down together for a while? Yes, significant bearish. Three-minute, Chief. 3-minute. You're very welcome. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being here. Going to the dentist. See you at the bottom for sure. Hey, speaking of the dentist, Wednesday, the 22nd, I will be out. So I'm going under anesthesia, so I will be out on Wednesday. Still be here Tuesday, and I'll be back on Thursday. So just be ready. You'll be without me. Finally, OM get some sleep. I love it. It's funny. You should come out. You should come stream when you're coming out of it. Yeah, that would be fun. I would probably end up on some YouTube somewhere. All right, here we go. SPY's coming up to the 8 EMA. So we're still kind of maintaining right here at this support, 443. We dropped down below it, hit 442.45. And what a beautiful move. What a beautiful move. Back to 447 by end of day. That would be a move. I've seen crazier things. Do I think it'll bounce now that it hit the 50? It could. I mean, I'm not saying it won't. It could. I'm just not seeing it yet on my chart. I'm not gonna pretend like I know the answer to that. So, ooh, not raising the debt ceiling could cause a recession. Yes, it could. So it's funny. There's two things going on. I actually thought about this yesterday. All the fast food places in my area are all hiring to the point, like literally every single one, McDonald's, Wendy's, Zaxby's, all of these places around here, they're having to close at Subway, Jersey Mike's, all of them, literally every single one of them, 100%, are closing at like 5 o'clock in the afternoon because they have no staff. They all put up signs, sorry, we're closing early because of short staff. In addition, all of them have signs say, hey, we're out of this. We're out of this type of bread. I'm sorry, we're out of chicken or whatever it is. So there's a workage shortage and there's becoming a produce and grocery shortage. If you go through the grocery store, like all the drinks are out, there's juice boxes are out, Gatorade is out, water products are out, toilet paper's starting to get scarce again, scarce. So yeah, groceries are getting more and more expensive. I went grocery shopping yesterday. I mean, it was crazy how much I spent because groceries are starting to go up. Well, we won't get into a whole pay rate discussion. You know, that could cause some emotions. But I'm just saying, and from the economic standpoint, there's going to be an effect. All of this that we've done the past 18 months is going to have an effect. I don't care what J Powell says. He's just flapping his gums. He's saying what he's got to say. He's just a puppet. You know, I guarantee all the lobbyists and all of Congress have all their hands up his behind and working his mouth like a puppet. That's all J Powell is. J Powell's a puppet. So. Nice, Dan. 50% or 60% win. Well done. Well done. I'm glad you're able to learn a little something. How do you get the watermark on TradingView? Go to the little cog, go down to Appearance, and then click on Watermark, and then you can change the color of it. Somebody, I forget who it was in the YouTube chat, told me about that. All right, here, another LRS. Another LRS coming off the 8 EMA to the downside. Viracocha is still holding puts. Awesome stuff. The Lirat special, that's what we're calling it. So we have two slang terms. We've got the Italian pinch and we've got the LRS. So we need our own OM vocabulary book. Apple's trying to get a bounce here. Microsoft is getting sold again. Amazon is coiling to the side. That thing is going to explode. That looked like its chart from September until January. That's what Amazon's chart looked like on the year. Facebook starting to recover. Google is still down. Nvidia is down as well. Tesla is climbing up there. So, yeah, a little more weakness here. 4-4. Crap, I did that again. All right, it's down here. There we go. Wish I could lock those things. TLT is there. Nasdaq's coming back down, and the futures are testing the bottom again. Hey, he can hear us now. What up? Green candle here on the SPY. Coming up to the 8 EMA again. The Qs are still mimicking the same. The VIX is still hovering this 19, upper 19 range there. What's the benefit of the 3-minute versus the 5-minute? I wouldn't say there's a benefit. I use them both. Obviously, the longer time frame is going to build in more time. It's going to build in more trend data. So I use both. There's a 3-minute. Let's go to the 5-minute. And it shows you more time. It's going to show more trend. And it's going to make the EMAs more concrete, harder to hit because there's more time built in. Stay away from the 3-minute, please. This is look at this. I mean, look at those stupid How do you trade that crap? You can't trade that crap. So, yep, not going to be on Wednesday. 1 minute, not month. 1 minute. I don't know what I said. All right, here comes a green candle right up through the ADMA. Yeah, whenever I go to the doctor and they want to do a stress test, they don't put me on the treadmill. They just put me in front of a chart and put the 1 minute candle and put the 1 minute chart on. All right. A little green here, popping up through the 8. The VIX is starting to fall. Things are starting to look a little different. Let's look at the top 8. Facebook's the only one that's becoming aggressive here. Oh, man. Look at healthcare. Big green on the healthcare. Overall market sentiment right here looking like we have a little bit of a temporary bottom, at least a little bit of consolidation. Yep, this is a very strong support area. Very strong. There's no coincidence the 50 is strong support. Right there. Let's look at the 1 year. But do not go calling a bottom just yet. Do not go calling a bottom just yet. Look, usually we have at least some sort of fall before the 50. Some, just a little. Don't go calling a bottom just yet. Look at that. Look what happened in March. Guapa. Try buying a call right there. Tell me how that felt. No bueno. No bueno. Yes, Matt, I am. Yes, I am. I used to do it too, Matt, way back in the day. I used to use the 1 minute. I used to do that, but I hated it. So I found the 3 minute. I was like, man, this is nice. And then you start to see trend data. I always thought if I'm on the 3 minute, like that's a 3 minute candle, you don't get to see the little second by second changes. How can you trade the 3 minute? I got to be on the 1 minute. No, got to do the 1 minute. I was like, man, this is terrible, because you start buying on every little bitty green candle. You start fading on every little red candle, and it's terrible. So when we switch to the 3 minute, you start to build in trend data. You switch to the 5 minute, even more. You start to zoom out. You start getting more and more profitable. The more you zoom out, the more you step away from the monitor and zoom out, the more profitable you become. Here's a good question for you. Ask yourself this question. Would you rather have, let's say you've got 10 grand in your account. Let's say $1,000. Let's say $1,000. You got $1,000 in your account. Would you rather make $1,000 100% gain on 100% position size? So basically one play, all of your account, make 100% gain. Or would you rather do 5 20% position sizes at a 20% gain apiece? Which one would you rather do? I'm taking the 5 all day long, because that's going to tell me 2 things. 1, I didn't get just lucky on one play. 2, I have a system that works. 3, in the event that one of those goes wrong, I still have 4 other trades to make up for it. I'm still going to be overall profitable. When you take one large position size, 100% position size, you are telling yourself, I'm never going to be wrong. I'm going to beat the market every single time. And guess what? You're wrong. The market is going to take advantage of you. No, Slatey. That was just selling action coming on in. I am the market. That's right. I am the law. Name the movie. Chris Rat says, hi, y'all. What's up, Chris Rat? I don't know who that is, but. Oh, nice. Nice. By the way, I can walk now, Lee Rat. Finally. Today's a little better. Green candles, 375. We're still hovering right in this little consolidation area. No trades yet. Ask yourself the question, what do you think is going to happen? Are we going down? We going up? Never a good idea. Never a good idea to wait and to go 100%. There you go. Enjoy some time with the family. Is SPY volatile like this all the time, every day of the week? No. If you remember, it comes and goes. That's why you have to know when to turn it off and when to turn it on. If you remember back in June, it was terrible. Literally like 30-cent ranges, 20-cent ranges. It was terrible. It did not move, no volume. And then turned it on, and we made a crap ton of money. And then it died off a little bit in August. I mean, it comes and goes, up and down, oscillates in and out. Yep, that's a gap. There is a gap there for sure. But gaps don't always have to be filled, and they sure as heck don't have to be filled the same day. Yep, we did, Jace. We did hit it. Risky play here, but looking for a straddle for chop. It's risky for sure. If you're right, I mean, good go. But I think we're nearing that 10:05, 10:20 range Central, 11 Eastern, where we start shaking and baking. So we make a move. Remember, the past 2 or 3 days, right at that like 11:20 range, 11:15, we've made a move. So just be aware of that. Am I trading SPY mainly? And correct me if I'm wrong, don't you have a lesser of an edge on SPY because less control of retail traders? Negative. I do trade SPY, SPX, same thing, but I know the differences. Don't quote me on that. I know the differences. I feel I have more control because one, I've spent hundreds and hundreds of hours, if not thousands of hours, learning what's behind the SPY, learning what is the markets, what are the markets, what are the X sectors, what the financials, bonds, all that crap. Whereas you can't really predict the action in individual stocks. You don't know when Elon Musk is to come out and say, hey, I'm going to liquidate all my Bitcoin after like 3 days ago I said it's the best thing in the world. Like you can't predict that. So I feel like I have more control over my trades than I do individual stocks. Or smoke on Joe Rogan. Yeah. Did you really, Hayden? That's awesome. Interesting. Anyone know how to make a sub list on your watch list? Yeah, if you go up to your watch list, I think you can make it shareable and make a copy. So, and I can copy a link and send that to anybody if anybody wants my watch list. Exactly, Grace Talk Shop. That was the worst thing about it. I was getting to the point where by the way, I'm watching this red candle. I was getting to the point where I'd wake up every day and I would dread just sitting at the computer all day. Like I hated it. I was like, even though I was profitable, I was like, man, this is terrible. I'd rather just go to real estate. I'm done with this. I remember the realization. It was like, why? I remember the day I was sitting there and I was reviewing my trade log, and every single SPY trade was green. Didn't lose a single one of them. And I was like, man, it was like a light bulb went off, and everything else disappeared except for SPY. I remember that day. It was a great day. I never buy in the money. I always buy outside the money, and they're always anywhere from 2 to 3 to 5 days outside of DTE, and anywhere from $2 to $3 in strike. Q's just sold. VIX is popping back up. The bonds are basing here. We get a tick up in bonds here. VIX is starting to spike. Nasdaq is falling. I think we might have a little downside actiones right here. Be careful. But with big spikes down like that, if they hold, usually are followed by a big spike up if it doesn't hold. So if it gets bought up here, just be careful. Don't go slamming into puts just yet. Jules says, I literally found OM early on in my quest to learn options. Well, I'm glad I caught you early. So thanks, I appreciate everyone being here. I appreciate you being here and learning from the community. It's good stuff. It can. It depends on where they think the sport's going to go. Right now, it's obviously lower because it's not getting bought up like crazy. So I'm not getting too crazy on this little red candle because it's not sticking. And usually when we have a spike that it doesn't stick, there's usually a reverse to the upside. So let's see how this thing shakes and bakes. VIX is still at 1984. Bonds are still hugging out at the bottom with these little doges. Yeah, I'm glad y'all are learning. That's awesome, and that's my entire entire goal for this is to teach, educate you all. And I don't have any crazy system. Like, I don't have any secret sauce that's going to make you millions, except for the fact of controlling your emotions and learning how to do this responsibly. That's it. That's all there is to it, is learning how to read the markets. There is no secret sauce. There is no crazy golden indicator that's going to make you 100%. It's all about managing la cabeza, managing your emotions. What's your profile target for your 2 to 3 days? Do you hold overnight? I do not hold overnight. I don't. My profit target is all about the volume. I don't shoot for a target profit. I try to take them at 5 to 15% because most of the time your trades are going to fall between 15% before reversing back to the negative. So I always try to take what the volume gives me. If I'm in a call and there's strong buying action to continue on up, I'll hold it until there's 200%, or I'll hold it at 5%. Anyway, we have a little red action here. Coming down here, that green candle the wicks were bought or sold back off, and we have a follow on red. The VIX are still spiking. The bonds are still down. Oof, there you go. I'd be careful here, Lil B. I'd be careful. We might be on the verge of a flush. And we're dropping. I know, right, Roscoe? Everyone's trying to sell you something. Everyone's trying to give you the magic bullet, and it just doesn't exist. That's the problem. Overall market weakness. Exodus from the marketus. That's the Latin term, I think. More falling here. More falling. I'm glad you found it as well. Thanks. All right, so I'm on the verge of entering some puts here. This does look like it wants to crash. Bonds are still here. If the bonds spike and financials, oh, look at that. All right, I spoke a little too soon. XLF is still falling while the bonds are still holding here. So the bonds aren't moving at all either, which is all this stuff being down is bearish. When you see the bonds and the SPY, everything is just bearish. I mean, they're down. That's a bearish indicator. So the market is just extremely risk off here. Like there's just nothing. Markets are probably fully the big money is probably fully hedged against this stuff. And it's probably going down. He's over here singing, come on down. Maybe, Matt. Depends what positions you're in it. Depends what positions you're in. Normally they do trade, but you're like, we've had this big buy up in bonds. Let's take a look at the bonds here on the 1 month. You see this big increase from September 7th, 10 days now. It's been on the climb. And now I think we're just to the point now where the markets are fully hedged. Risk is off. And now which usually happens right when we start rounding out at the bottom. I mean, the markets know what's going on, the big money. So they've fully hedged. So maybe today or Monday, we get those buy-ups. You got any more of them support levels? I don't know. We'll see. What's a good swing trade strat for SPY? It's what I'm doing. I mean, it's all about reading the volume. That's all it is. All of my trades are volume-based. Everything. It doesn't matter if it's a leap or a swing or what it is. Everything's based on volume. If I'm trading something that's going to be January call, it doesn't matter. It's all going to be based on volume of where the market is going to go. I don't touch raw materials like gold. I don't. I just never did them. Yeah, there's a lot of open interest. A lot of open interest here. The bonds are now starting to trickle back up. And the Nasdaq is there. Here's the thing, though. I'm not against. Like, I don't think it's a terrible idea. If you do decide to start taking swing calls, it's not a bad idea to start taking small bites at a time. Scale into some longer positions because we are pretty low. We are now below the 50. Who's to say we won't fall more? Who knows? But we are now below the 50. You know, the other bad part about trading 100% of position size is that you miss out on other big plays. You trade 100% early on, you take your play, and say like today, say you trade 100% on puts and it goes down. And you make all that money. But then it reverses and beast mode up. You have no money left to trade calls. You have to sit there and watch it and wave as it goes on by. So play multiple market conditions. Open yourself up to success. I guarantee. Everyone doesn't realize that everyone is just more profitable. You will become much more profitable if you trade smaller position sizes. There's so many pros to trading smaller. 2030 coming up. 2118. And red candles all the way down. Yep, 100% is great when you make money, but man, is it bad? The cons definitely outweigh the bad. So here we are. We are now below 442 and falling 195. K is the biggest, V is the second, Y is the third, F is the fourth. You're welcome, Willem. Bonds are starting to climb back up. The VIX is now 2029. $15th would be good. Yeah. Let's take a look at, let's see, the 8th. Yeah, 5th and the 8th, somewhere in that area. Yeah, that'd be good for sure. I'd say over 30 years of years. That dude is a beast. He's the real deal. He is not a retail trader. Veteran is the real deal. Beer's coming out with another 18% on puts. Well done. So XLV is still on the climb there. XLK is at the bottom. Well, I would say bottom, but they are down there. 442 put up is up 47%. Well done. All right, so let's start looking at another swing call. I'm not even close to taking it, but I do want to be aware of my surroundings. That's all that is. So I will look at let's take a look at the open interest first. I'll stick with the 460s. All right, I'm going to go with the October 4th. I'm going to shift him over a little bit. A little shy of 3 weeks, but I'm going to go with the October 4th call. No, I don't want to close them on Monday. It doesn't matter. Let's see if there's another one. Those are 21 cents. October 4th, there's going to be 14 cents. I'm going to go with the October 4th, 460s. In the event that we get a reversal. That's the only thing I'm looking out for. All right, watch list is posted for the swing call. Well, I don't plan on holding until expiration anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But strike price for the day is $2 to $3. What makes you decide your swing price? I want something that has a reasonable expectation to hit in the money in the first week. In the event that we go on a crazy bull run, there's a somewhat realistic chance that we could hit 460 in the first week. That's the only way I would hold till expiration, is if it blasted through the first week. I'm not expiration. If that's the only way I would hold till in the money, is if it happens the first week. If you choose something like 480, you'll never go in the money the first week. Never. It's just ridiculous. That's a pipe dream. So 460 is realistic that we go in the money in the first week if we get one of these crazy SPY bull runs. If not, I still make money on it. Who cares? So, not to mention, it gives me a lot of good return, 200 to 300% if we climb up. Don't even have to go in the money to do that. If we go in the money in the first week, we're looking at more than that. So, yeah. I did not buy calls in a No position yet. No position yet. Tell me about it, Matt. Tell me about it. I'm not taking it yet, the Moon Girl, though. So just be careful. Remember March. Please remember March 4th. Just it can happen. We can drop significantly from here. So I would rather wait for the confirmation and miss out on a few percentage points than take it and get smoked out, especially after my stupid call lost yesterday. I'm only looking at calls now for the purposes of planning. I am not thinking about taking calls yet. I want to be completely clear on that. All right, so VIX is up to 2040. TLT is starting to climb up. Let's see XLF down here at the bottom. We have these rare days where like the bonds and XLF are kind of moving in sync, which is a bearish indicator. So got my first 100% win today. Nice, feeling strange. Love it. Well done. That's me high five my other hand, pretending it's your hand. Well done. Nah, I don't care about it going to 10. Nope. Bonds are climbing. We could get hairy here. Could get hairy. Look at that. Big spike in bonds. Sell off in XLF. The VIX is green. We might have some downside here. Let's see. If it plays traditionally, we'll see. XLY is red. XLF is still hovering there. XLC is down. Everything else is down. Look, XLE starting to round over again. B's got a big sell volume. Everything is down until it's not. Little green candle starting to form. What happens here? All right, a little bit of red coming down. Nasdaq just flipped from green to red, small green to red. Oh, thanks, Chief. Appreciate that. And still falling. Ooh, that red candle just got bought up and slipped to green. So that was down and went bam, got bought. So we are at a pretty decent support here. Pretty decent support. Now flip like red. VIX is still up. Bonds are starting to spike, man. XLF, if we get a big red on XLF, man, talk about a flush. Talk about a flush. Tell me about it, Jeff. Going to the 1 to 3 minute will help you greatly. All right, so we had a big candle there. That was a red all the way down, and bam, got bought. So right here, this 44.26, which is almost right where Veteran said it's going to be. A lot of shaking and baking. Nasdaq, red candle. Getting bought again. A lot of wicks here at the bottom and a lot of buy-ups. Bonds are red and falling. The support is down here is growing. So start to bring a little calls into your cross check. I'm not saying go in on calls now, but start to bring them into your cross check because we are starting to form a pretty decent support here. The VIX here is at the top of its range. If you look back, we're nearing the top of the range. We're at this upper 20s. When we hit back on that big drop, look, 90, we got 21. We're a little up to it now. Sure, it's possible. Definitely, it's possible. XLF is starting to climb. Green on the Y. A little bit of green. All right, so a little weakness here. That green is gets sold off, and Nasdaq is about to pop new lows. New lows. Nasdaq right there just popped down. 15,331. If we fall, man, should be interesting. That's one of the reasons I'm not in a play because it gives you that look of starting to round up, sell off, new lows, and that's why I'm not in yet. Bonds are double red down. XLF. Big pop up here on XLF as a Nasdaq still red. That nice big healthy red candle there on the Nasdaq. It's the wick is starting to get sold off under the bottom. Some people play the XLF. Yeah, play the X's. That's fine. Ooh, big sell there on the Nasdaq, and we're popping new lows here again. I love it. I love it. All right, I'm about to enter puts here. If this breaks down lower, I will enter puts. Stand by. Yep, just grind down. Just grinding down. So I know I didn't take a play this morning. A lot of people had awesome wins, but I am on the verge, man. I've got ready. I've got my plan set. I've got my calls ready. I've got my puts ready. I've got my swing calls ready. Everything is good to go, and I'm waiting. Sorry, I'm doing a lot of typing behind the scenes and figuring stuff out, so I went a little quiet there for a few minutes. But hey, yeah, what is making you consider buying puts right now? We have this overall. 1, we're below the session ranges. 2, we're popping lows over and over again. We're busting lows. 3, tech sector is extremely weak and still falling. 4, I just think we're going down. So we'll see what happens. All right, double green here. Nasdaq has this little green here. Remember, don't try to time the bottom. Don't try to time the bottom. Just, make sure that you are basing your decision based on volume and you're based on support levels. We have 330 people watching on the YouTube. Welcome to all the new people. If you haven't seen the channel before, welcome. We trade the SPY and we trade the SPX. Both, it depends on, I understand the differences, the pros and the cons. It comes down to what you can afford to trade. Most of the time, if you can trade SPX, do it and maintain proper position sizes. If you trade the SPY, do it. I trade both of them. Sometimes I go back and forth, SPY and SPX. Doesn't matter. So welcome. If you want to join the Discord, the link is in the description. We are starting more every day. The Discord becomes more and more amazing. I was actually filtering through all the conversations from late last night and early this morning, and I love the quality of the discussion. It's exactly what I envisioned this when I started this back in April. And I love what it's becoming more and more, especially with the changes that we made. So it's panning out. So come over and join in the Discord, join in the community and the discussion, the conversations, and learn how to do this. So you bought some UVXY at 2250. Nice. I've got a buy order set on the 460s, 0.5. I'm sure I'll go through that price, but I'm used as a reminder. That's all right. And whatever you do, try to scale in. Bonds are on the increase again. XLF is starting to reject to the downside. Watch XLF get smoked and follow XLK's smoke show. And guess what? Look, XLV is coming down. XLY pop down. Nasdaq is dropping. Futures are dropping. It may come on down. Let's see here. All right, look at this. Nasdaq is forming new lows, and we're dropping down again as XLF is going to start to roll over. That's what I'm watching for, the XLF to really roll, as everything else is just down big. XLV is starting to fall here. TLT is on the climb. VIX is spiking 2042. Nasdaq is still falling. I'm in at 2190 on these puts, and I'm going to do a little play here. I think we're going to have some downside. We just broke new lows and supports here for the Nasdaq, and as XLV is now plummeting. Ooh, green candle on that. That's no bueno. We'll see here. XLF is there and starting to climb, and there's a little green candle there on the SPY, and the VIX is starting to spike up here. So the VIX is up to 2046. And the futures are there. Let's see if we eject off that 8 and come on back down. All right. So the Q's right there, XLF, green candle, that little red got bought up there. Big green on the XLV. That was rounded off, and that thing just got bounced. Boom. XLK, green candle. XL 44239 on the SPY. The Q's are there. The VIX are there. The bonds are red right at the 34. I'm going to switch over to the 5-minute right there. And right on the 21. Big buying volume right up on the 8 right there. The Nasdaq just got hammered. So that's a hammer candle right there. The SPY is right here. So remember that thing I was telling you about earlier where they smoke it down and then immediately buy it? And that's how the reversals happen right there. And that's a big hammer candle right there. And I'm about to take some calls because that is a hammer candle right there if I've ever seen one. VIX is starting to drop. The bonds are there. Nasdaq is up to 15,349. Let me flip over here. September 22nd. What do I have posted in my watch list? Okay, right there. $44.80s right there. Now I'm going to go something a little different. I don't like that watch list. A little too far out. I haven't been looking at calls, so. VIX 1986 right now. The SPY has got that big hammer and just flew right up to the 21. And that's how they do it. They fade it, and then bam, they hammer you. VIX is falling over onto the 21. The Nasdaq is climbing up. TLT has got this little red here. XLF. Bam. That red candle rounded over and smoked it. XLY is green. XLV is there. XLK is right there. All right, these right here, I'm going to update my watch list. Let's watch this thing here. Shaking and baking. All right, rejecting the ADMA. That little hammer. If this hammer gets sold, that is definitely bearish. But it's flipping back and forth here. Flipping back and forth. No, I don't think it's going to reverse. Watch this. Look at the XLF. Beast mode XLY is green. Red on XLV. Bonds are there. Apple swings. Nice. Nice. So the Apple right now is, yeah, that's 146.87. Let's look at the top 8. XLF still climbing there. So don't jump the gun in the reversal. Yes, there's an updated watch list. It's posted there. So I just updated now with calls in. I'm going to maintain the puts. But yeah, the calls are there as well. I'm not seeing a lot of strength after that hammer. All right, Apple still not showing strength here. I want to see where this stuff is coming from. Amazon's up. Tesla. Remember, that big recovery was a tech-led recovery that we had a couple of days ago. That was a tech-led recovery. And now it's not bouncing yet. So just be on the lookout for more of a fake out. I wish TradingView would let me go back that far and look up the daily chart for March. So I could show y'all what a $12 recovery looks like. Matt, it's posted in the Discord. It's posted in the Discord. Michael, I do I do short strangles sometimes, but I don't do any long strangles. But what I mean is like when I think there's going to be low volatility days when I'll sell some strangles. So. Yeah, buddy. You said Alt G. What is that? Yeah, I did that, but it won't let me come back to the day, that range of that day. Like it stops. I can go back and look at the yearly chart. I don't know. Maybe I can. Alrighty. So Qs are there. VIX is coming through the 21. I'm still watching these bonds creep up. Watch the bonds creep up here. And XLF just went beast mode. This red candle around it went bah. So yeah. XLK is still climbing. CIP. Oh, managed to spasm the back on deadlifts. I hate that, dude. That's why I stopped doing heavy deadlifts, man. I just got tired of dealing with the back pain. So yeah. What was your stop loss on those puts? I didn't get them. Like right when I was entering those puts, that thing smoked. Like as I was hitting it, it's like that green candle just blasted it. So. How long do you hold? All right, for my swing calls. So if I do take a swing call, it's going to be anywhere from, I don't know, 4 to 5 to 6 days. That's the laying. That's the where I'm going to do it. That's where I'm going to do it. That 4 to 5. It all depends. It all depends on the price action. It all depends on the volume. So I'm going to hold as long as the volume tells me. If I see an overall market breakdown, I'll get out. Because the other thing, you can always get in and out. I don't care. I can always re-enter a trade. Don't romance a trade. Am I staying away from it? For now, I am. I don't see that hammer has actually looked weak to me. This big hammer out, and now it's just like fizzling out. So. It could, Amos. That's actually a fantastic point. I'm glad y'all are reading that book, man. I love it. I love it. You mentioned earlier this morning about not holding any swing over the weekend, given recent week. Yeah, I'm not holding it. Yeah, it's a good point. I did say that. The only way I would consider that if we had major if we bought this up. So yeah, I will not. Most likely, there's probably a 90% chance I'm not going to hold it, just because I don't want to start out eating theta over the weekend. There's, like I said, there's plenty. Unless we gap up like $6 on Monday, there's plenty of upside. Plenty of upside. There's no point in taking on risk when if you're just trying to max out. So, but yeah, that hammer is being sold. VIX is starting to pop up. Nasdaq as well is starting to round over, and futures are coming back down as well. What book you talk about? Anna Colling's book, The Complete Guide to Volume Price Analysis, VPA. The best trading book I ever read in terms of technical, like a technical standpoint, not like a motivational book. What's the biggest gap up you've seen in SPY overnight? Probably like $4 on news. I think that was back in, if I remember correctly, a pre-market gap up. That was back when we had the vaccine announcement. Back in like Pfizer had created the vaccine back in November. I mean, literally, I made that day alone. I made a killing. I made. I was at the time. I was holding Boeing. I was holding Amazon. I was holding Southwest. I know for those things, I was holding Apple. Those are the three that I remember I was holding. And I remember they came out and announced that pre-market, and the market just raged and gapped. I remember that. All right, XLF is rounding back on over. And look at that big red candle there on the futures as the Nasdaq starts falling as well. That's crazy. Now that is bearish. You have a big buying hammer, and that just gets smoked on lower volume too. Lower volume. All right. I'm not seeing a red candle on TV. Is it delayed if you don't pay for live ticker? No, it should be live. The futures, yeah. SPY, it should be live. Nice, out for a little 8%er. Well done. Well done. They did. Yep. And look at that. Look at that. Look at that. God, we gave it all back. Look at that. What a beautiful sell off. People aren't used to this. There's a lot of people out there getting destroyed right now because they are just simply buying the dip. They're simply buying the weakness of SPY and they're getting destroyed. Watch. Go on all the different Reddit subs and look at all the people. They're going to be posting their massive losses because they're buying the dips and they're getting smoked. So, crazy, crazy stuff. Honestly, the more this shakes and bakes, the more I want no part of it because I'm almost out. How do I stop having plays go my way after sell for a loss? Accepting that sometimes it's going to happen. And then after that, really watch the volume to know when that's happening. Now, with the happen here, this is a huge stop loss getter right there. When you have this weakness, like it's sold off, and then bam, they hammer that because it hits a support, it hits a buy order, and just gets hammered, and it rocks you. And then look at this. Now, usually that's bullish. When you see that kind of volume under that kind of hammer, that's bullish. But this is super bearish when it sells back off. And now we just form new lows. VIX spiked up to new highs. Bonds haven't moved. Nasdaq and SPY are falling. Now, Steven, I've just done this for a while. I've done this for a while. Look at this. Look at this. Wow. Talk about a fake out right there. What a trap. What a trap. Yep, the watch list is terrible. Everything just flipped super red. XLF, that's almost like a newsworthy event right there. Like XLY, VK just got roasted. XLK, there's just no end in sight for this as we just roasted everybody. Wow. Wow. Crazy stuff. And look, another sell-off right back down. No. Cryptocurrency does not have to do with this. I'm being very careful. So I'm not saying sit on your hands. I'm just saying I'm being very careful. I'm being very careful. I have no problem miss out on these plays. I've done very well the past few weeks. I'm sitting on my. I am just playing careful until it happens, until I see an obvious play. Yeah, puts are going crazy. So if you are holding puts, well done. Yeah. But right now, let's take a look. I want to zoom out just a touch here and look at this thing. The next pivot is down here. The next support is just 437. So we're pretty much in no man's land right now. Just be careful. We are in no man's land. Between here and 438, 437, there's not much support. Unless the local support that we're forming today. But if it flushes, just beware. Nice, Hayden. That's all right. You booked a profit. That's all it is. All right. So if you are new to the stream, I see some more people adding here. This purple line is the 50 simple moving average. And that is the price of 442.79. We've been waiting to hit, and we've hit it, and it is now falling. We are at 441.92, now 441.87. So red candle there and still falling. And there's not really much support between here and 437.80. 437.80. So we have to be ready for a smoke show if this does break support. And that's what we're watching on. VIX is 2043. If it spikes to 21, we'll have some downside. The bonds aren't moving. XLF is kind of fluctuating back in this little range right there. Yeah, let it keep drilling. I am cool. Let it keep drilling. Hey, Matt says $5 for the super chat. Thank you very much for supporting the community, though, Mike. Or Matt, he says your advice would totally save my portfolio. I know it's not much to grab a coffee. Thank you. I appreciate that. You're very welcome. You're very welcome as well. You know, I love helping others. You know, there's been one of the best feelings ever. One of the best professional moments of my life so far has been creating the server, because the fact that I know the stress and the toll that this has taken on me the past 10 years. Like, I know I've been there. I've been to the point where like extreme emotional lows, extreme emotional highs. Like, I've done it. I've taken massive losses. I've had massive gains. You know, I've made $154,000 in one day. I've lost $56,000 in 48. Like, I've done it. I've done it. So the fact that I could give back all my experiences to you all, it's amazing. So I love it. I love it. So you're very welcome. Thanks for being here. All right. So 442.26, and we are now below the 50. The VIX is still hovering right up top there. And we are in a waiting phase, at least I am in a waiting phase. I am in a waiting phase. All right, all right. Sorry, I'm back. I had to step away for a second. Nothing yet, millionaire Ob. Nothing yet. I appreciate that, Harlem. Thank you. Yeah, I like. I definitely like the conversations and the communications. Yeah, appreciate that, Andy. If y'all do want to join the Patreon and the community, learn a little something, I will put the link right here. Yeah, just come on and join the community. It's a great learning resource for sure. It's a great conversation. Like the more we get on into this and the deeper we get in the weeds here, the better the conversation is. And I love it. I love it. So no protein shake yet. Soon though, actually soon. So still hovering right out here. Thanks, Otto. Appreciate that. I don't do crypto. I used to do. I did. I used to have some ETH, but yeah. Well, thanks, Soren. I appreciate that. Yeah, I loved it. I love doing this so much, and the fact that I get to it's reinvigorated. It's reinvigorated my love for trading and my excitement for trading is working with y'all. So all I know about Ethereum is that I sold it when it was 1570, and I wish I would have held it. That's it. What's wrong, JB? Why are you ready to get up trading? Just wait till OM makes a sandwich. I haven't made a sandwich in a while, actually, so I do need to make a sandwich. You're absolutely right, Cody. Day trading is incredibly boring, but this does make it way better. The only thing that made it better back when I was like before all this is I used to blast music. Blast music. No, you're not getting in the way of anything. more entertaining. What I could do, actually, you know what? I wonder if I could do that. Hold on a second. I think I just thought of something. Wouldn't mind a little background tune. If I could, I wish I could do background tunes. It's just that it's like it cuts in and out with the mic. I wish we could pipe in like music into the stream, like without having to go through a microphone. I'm sure there's a way to do it. I'm just not technically savvy enough. Exactly. Yeah, I can't. That's why I did. That's why I do my pre-market stuff without the YouTube, because I played the music and I'll get pulled. I'll get copyright on the YouTube. JB, have you read the book? I feel like I feel like one of the like the solicitors. Can I interest you in a book? The Volume Price Analysis book by Anna Coling, Complete Guide. Yeah, the Complete Guide of Volume Price Analysis. It's a great book. Yeah, so I highly recommend that book. That alone will change your outlook, and it's all about. Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Come in closer. The entire market. The entire market is. Oh, all right. I just changed. All right. The entire market is not as I'm trying to pick the right worded for this. It's not as complicated as you think. We make it complicated. It's all about supply and demand. It's all about supply and demand. That's all it is. All you're doing is buying and selling something. In this case, it's securities. That book by Anna Coling explains out the supply and demand process. It goes through the support and resistance, the volume price analysis based on the market. And it's not as difficult as you think. We make it difficult as retail traders. We watch all a bunch of dudes that are trying to shove technical indicators down our throats. Hey, I have the new Squeeze Momo. I have the new EMA. It's going to rock your world. No, it's not. If this was all about technical indicators, I could bring my 11-year-old in here, sit him down, teach him how to do it in 15 minutes, and he would double his money in a week. It's not that simple. It's not about technical. Anytime you see some schmo pushing a technical indicator on you, he's completely full of it. It's all nonsense. Technical indicators are complete nonsense in terms of being a primary venture into trading. It's all about reading the market with volume, market sentiment, the VIX, and the bonds. Outside of that, everything else, you could throw a dart and pick a technical indicator and it'll be successful. So the technical indicators are just supposed to identify points in space on which the price manipulates. Everything outside of that, it's volume. You have to look at market sentiment. You have to look at volume. You have to look at the bonds. You have to look at the VIX, volatility. Then you have to go into the Greeks with the options chain to really identify market sentiment. It's all this stuff. Only after you do all that do you look at technical indicators. I personally choose to use the EMAs. The volume profile and the volume, those I don't consider those technical indicators, although obviously they are. Those are part of my volume analysis. So in terms of technical indicators, I've got the EMAs I use. I've got the simple moving average. I've got the squeeze Momo, that kind of stuff. So yeah, I do not get a commission on that book, by the way, although I should. I probably sold her 2,000 copies of that book, at least. Just bought it. Nice, Rodrigo. Have I ever used trend lines? I use them just as a visual aid, but I don't trade off of them. Like if I form a trend line and there's a price approaching it, it's not like, oh, okay, I'm going to buy the trend line now. That's in the realm of pattern charting, and I think pattern charting is complete nonsense, personally. Anyway, SPY is starting to test the bottom range. Q's forming new lows. Tech sector getting roasted. VIX popping up again. Nasdaq is falling down again. Let's see. Futures trying to test new lows. I don't do affiliate links yet. I've got a ton on my plate, so I'm trying to get into the world of, merchandise and that kind of thing. But I've got I don't even have time to do a lot of stuff. So I'm firing on all cylinders. From the time I wake up, from the time I go to bed, I don't stop. For those wondering, the morning pre-market analysis music was Terminator 2 intro. I was pretty pumped about it too. I love that intro. It gets me jacked. So, we're at the bottom of the day's lows. Nasdaq keeps forming new lows. SPY is from 445 all the way down to 441. Yeah, it's a great book for sure. Yeah, so I just want you all to learn it. It changed my trading strategy. I want to change y'all as well. All right, to the moon, girl. Enjoy the meeting. Meeting about a meeting. Yeah, I hate those. Corporate jargon and meetings. I can't stand it. It's one of the reasons that I'm so glad I've got out of the corporate world. Although the military is guilty of that too. I'm not going to lie. Meetings about a meeting. So. You should check out the Australian Death Machine. It's a band who makes songs about all the movies Arnold Schwarzenegger has been in. Yeah, there's a song called "Get to the Chopper." It's not a tumor. I'll have to check that out. That's hilarious. Do it. All right. Yeah, that's right, Options Noob. That's right. Or the Gickle. The Gickle. Death by PowerPoints for sure. Yeah. On point impersonation. Yeah. I always think of the scene in what's the movie? What's that movie? Total Recall with Arnold when he takes the mask off and he's like, yeah, and he's on Mars and stuff, and it's like his eyes are popping out of his head. That was a great movie. 2 weeks. It's a great movie. Yeah, me too, Orbdo. Me too. The Arnold impression is on point. It's very throaty. It's very throaty. So. Yep, I like to be the CrossFit of life. I'd like to be very good at a lot of things, but a master of none. I guess, trading could be one, but so. New Patreon Arnold stream confirmed. Do the entire Arnold impersonation the entire time. I can walk again, yes. I highly do not recommend doing the workout that I did. I didn't. This is the 4th day now, and I can finally walk. I never saw the Total Recall remake. I couldn't live up to it. Matt says he likes to listen to gangster rap while he trades. I love it. Something good about listening to people talk about adding up paper or stacking and flipping it. Yeah. I use rap. I didn't get Rabdo real, but man, I literally my legs were hurting so bad I could barely walk. It was terrible. I even picked up my wife and I tried to do an air squat holding my wife, and I thought my hamstring had split. It was terrible. What was the workout? I did my 5-3-1 increasing weight. It's where I do 3 sets of 5-3-1 on squats. So I do 5-3-1, and what I did for 3 on the first set, I do for 5 on the second set, and then I increase. And then on the third set, what I did for 3 on the last set, I do for 5 on the third set. So it keeps getting progressively heavier and heavier and heavier. And then, yep, exactly. And then I did a 20 rep max to finish that off. And then I did walking lunges, barbell walking lunges. Yeah, and I thought I was going to die. So terrible. I was feeling a little feisty, and this is the 4th day, and now I can finally walk again. So, OM, you have to start saying, it's not a reversal like Arnold. Yeah. You can't say you hurt your leg lifting your wife. No, she's not heavy. Trust me, she's not. That's funny. Yeah, you do. You do, Mikey. For sure. It's literally, I've never put on so much strength on I even tried to do Smolov one time. I put on more strength on my legs doing this 5-3-1 increasing weight than I did doing Smolov. Probably because Smolov is made for advanced squats, advanced weightlifters who can't really squeeze out any more on their legs. But anyway, getting a little sidetracked, I know. I'm a big fitness guy. I try to talk too much about it because I know we're here for investing, but I'm a big fitness guy. I love it. So 442.32. Not really much moving right now. The VIX is kind of falling. The bonds are flat. We are about 30 minutes away from where we been bouncing off of, or at least making a move. Oh, nice, Mike. Yeah, it's good stuff. 531. Yeah. Christina says, have you ever tried yoga? I would like to try it because I'm the least flexible person you'll ever meet in your life. So, if somebody could say, if you straighten your legs and bend over and touch your toes, I will give you a crystal ball to read the market, I couldn't even do it. Like, I would try my life for life, I couldn't do it. So I probably do need to do some yoga. Anyway, I've lost 50 people on the YouTube since I started talking about fitness, so they don't want to talk about fitness. Anytime, Lee Rat, you want to move up here, just come on up to the great state of and come work out with me. It'll be great. Yeah, I don't use Webull. I'm reading the YouTube chats there, so don't use Webull. Do you think we'll see any green for the rest of the day? I mean, I think we all know that SPY is it's infamous for doing a V recovery. Not only a V recovery, but we do a V recovery where the right side of the V goes way, way up. Like the market starts to write a V with a pen and just keeps on getting, it goes crazy with the right side of the leg. It just keeps on going. So, yeah. Yeah, check mark recovery for sure. The jazzercise video. Yeah, I remember that. I remember seeing that girl doing the jazzercise stuff. I couldn't tell if she was being serious or joking, but jazzercise for sure. Or no, it's prancercise. It was prancercise, not jazzercise. Prancercise. Matt, I highly recommend E-Trade. I've been using E-Trade for 10 years now. E-Trade. Grow your wealth. Hi, I'm Options Billionaire, and I approve that message. All right, so I don't want to lose focus here, at least any more than I already have. Nasdaq had a little bit of green there, slight uptick in buying. Not interested in taking a position yet. I want to see some confirmation. We're now hovering below the 50. If we close below the 50, man, could get hairy. Do you think swing trading 3 times leverage ETS is a good substitute for long dated calls? Yeah. E-Trade is commission free. On stocks, you do have to pay a commission on options. 65 cents per contract, or per contract. And then if you trade more than 30 and a quarter, you get it down to 50. But it's well worth it. E-Trade is like the Power E-Trade. It's the mobile, it's the web-based software. It's fantastic. It's clean. It's cosmetically pleasant to deal with. It's technically sound. 99% of the time it works without a flaw. So TOS probably does have better charts, but I use TradingView anyway, so it doesn't really matter to me. Highly recommend it though. Man, I am hungry. Hungry for puts. That's right. I tried to negotiate lower, considering I trade like hundreds of trades per quarter. I tried, but they would not push me lower than 50. I did get 50. Yep. I'll keep trying for sure. I'm always trying to reduce my costs. All right, little bit of bullish action. It's the first time we've had 4 candles in a row on SPY all day. First time we had 3 in a row, for that matter. Qs are starting to look somewhat strong. XLK is starting to make a recovery. XLV is V back up to the top of the range. For some reason, I just had a weird craving for McDonald's fries. XLF is still flat at the bottom of the range. XLC is trying to make a bounce. XLI is flat. P is flat. E is flat. B is flat. XLRE is flat. So all this stuff is flat except for the top 4 or 5. SPY is trying to climb. Qs are up to the 34. The VIX is starting to roll back over. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. My son says OP. Now, 65 cents per contract. Max $65. Yep. Obviously, Kaiser plays Fortnite. Fries, baby. I don't eat fast food all that often, man, but man, I do love some McDonald's fries. You've been OP since the MW2 days? Oh. Nice, Jesse. Yeah, for sure. Me as well. I've been focused so much on putting some strength on that I got to start trimming up a little bit. We have our 100th anniversary in our squadron coming up next month, and I have to fit into my mess dress. So. You know what? I want to do a anonymous like age range poll. Let's just see what our demographic is. Yep, we had a couple of 14-year-old and 15-year-olds in the ETF room, but they decided they wanted to bump their gums and they are no longer with us. So Man, look at the ages. I love it. Love it. I trade with a personal account. Personal account. Holy crap. You're moving too fast. All right. There's your ages. Now, I wonder what all your passwords and usernames is for your bank account information. Man, I really wonder what everyone's is. So there you go. Got him. It was the highest number, social security number. All right, Jill. Yeah, we're spamming the channel. Come on, let's get back to it. We all had fun. I've never activated slow mode on Patreon before. Don't let today be the first. That was my fault. I take full responsibility for it. You're right. Yeah, this is Howard right now. This is Howard. It's like All right. Anyway, we have an 8-21 crossover on the SPY. We've got this green candle forming right under the 50 simple moving average, and we're trying to approach the 50 to cross up there. Now, all this time we've been the resistance or the support. Now maybe it forms resistance. Let's come back to the 1 year. Watch your language, Lee Rat. Anyway, red candle just below the 8 on the 1 year. Looking how bearish. So we have this close here. If we close way down here, that's definitely bearish for Monday. So looking great. Remember back when we were at 454? Remember when we used to say SPY only goes up? Great times. Retired expats at 32% on calls. Y'all are killing it. Who said trading is boring? They need to come and hang out here. Absolutely. Come hang out with us. Quit my job to trade loving lights. Nice, Mr. Blue. Well done. What do you think about SPY swing at this level? Seems like easy money at this level. I wouldn't. I mean, the second you think that, the second you're wrong. So, I would like to enter yesterday into the evidence as Exhibit A. So, the second you think that it can't go down anymore, it goes up, or it goes down even more. Nasdaq right at the 34. If we start to have a crossover of the EMAs and volume starts to come in here, and the VIX starts to fall, and all these things start to tie together, if the whole casserole starts to form, then we'll look at taking some calls. Not necessarily the swings, but at least just some day trade calls. Yeah, sure, Larry Nader. I'll do that. I'll join in on the fun, sure. That's absolutely right, Dave. I mean, would you eat a casserole with one ingredient? Like, would you eat a casserole that you're just putting a bunch of cheese in? Then all you're doing is eating a block of cheese. If you want a casserole, you got to put in the chicken. You got to put in the cream of chicken. You got to put in the broccoli. You got to put in the rice. You got to put all this delicious casserole. You got to do everything. So you got to make sure the market ties together. The tech, SPY, you've got the bonds, you got the VIX, you've got the financial sector. You got all that is tying together in a bullish move. Do I ever look at 30 minutes? When I'm actually trading, I usually stick to the 15 minutes. That's pretty much what it's going to give me what I want to give me. Occasionally, I'll go out to the 15 and 60, but you're going to give away. No, hold on. I'll give you the last ingredient, Sunvig. Butter. Now I've given it away. VIX is up to the 8 EMA. Or I'm sorry, the Qs. And we're right below the 50. Speaking of lunch, I think it might be time for me to go get some lunch. Starting to get a little hangry. The market's kind of boring me right now. So yeah, I think it's a good time. It's 11:14 my time. It is 12:14 Eastern time. Market usually starts to step up here in about 20, 30 minutes here. So let me go get some food and I'll come back and eat while I'm watching the market. And if I need to jump back on, I will. We'll take a look. I can't promise I will. I won't be back on for YouTube, but I will be back on for the Patreon or stream. So anyway, I'm going to call it for there. I'll be watching closely. Thank y'all for being here. I appreciate it. Thanks for everyone joining up. Awesome, awesome stuff. Welcome to all the new members. I love the conversation. I love having fun with y'all. It's good stuff. I love trading with y'all. It makes the day eventful. Hope y'all were able to make some money. If not, let's see if we can do it later on this afternoon or if not on Monday. So yeah, for sure. Y'all remember Wednesday, I'll be out. I'm going to be MIA. I'll be under the anesthesia. So getting my mouth cut open. Should be good stuff. A little bone graft action. So we'll see. Yeah, maybe if Cody has got a microphone, he can jump on. But hopefully he has all the jokes. So we'll see. Anyway, thank y'all for being here. I appreciate it. Until next time, I'll see you. I'm out.